Hello, my name is Monica. I am a beauty, skincare, and YouTube enthusiast and amateur. I consume a lot of content on this space, so I thought I would try my hand at making some. Today, what I'm going to get into is my nighttime skincare routine. This is everything that I do at the end of the day to take off the day's makeup and the grime and wear of the day and get my skin ready for bed. If that sounds good to you, you are in the right spot, and let's jump into it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is something that I don't always do as part of my nighttime skincare routine, but it is going to be part of today's routine, especially because I have on heavy makeup. I have on a very heavy makeup look. I did this little winter wonderland look for my Instagram, which is linked below if you want to check it out. But since I'm wearing so much eye makeup, what I'm going to do in order to kind of take the scrubbing step and make it a more mild step, I'm going to soak this cotton pad in some micellar water. This is the Bioderma micellar water. I'm gonna soak my eye, and that's just to kind of dissolve the makeup that's on there and mean that I'm not gonna have to do a lot of pulling. I'm taking some time to really press in so that my mascara can kind of get melted away, and then when I do one swipe, it should take care of a lot of it, which it did. I'll take the back side to kind of focus on my brow. And get a little bit of that leftover mascara. Gonna do the same thing for the other eye. Okay, now that I have a bit of the heavy eye makeup taken off, I'm going to take off the rest of my makeup. Let me pop on my headband. Usually I would take a balm. I just finished up this Slay Makeup Melting Butter Cleanser from Drunk Elephant. It wasn't my favorite. I have another one coming in the mail that I'm going to test out, and I can definitely share my findings on that one. But what I do still have is a oil cleanser. Where are you? Let me pop over and get it. What I do still have is this Korean Rice Water Bright Light Cleansing Oil. I've also tried the heavier version of this and like that one as well. I'm just going to pump a little bit of that. A bit. And it's going to start melting my makeup away. And don't be afraid to really rub around and break that makeup down. I'm gonna get it over my eyes as well. And now I'm going to, it's an emulsifying oil. So once I add water to it, it's going to emulsify, become milky, and it should come, all the makeup and dirt that's on there should come right off. Alright, now that the oil cleansing step of my routine is done, I'm going to go in with a second cleanse, which is going to remove the remnants that's left over, and it's also going to help remove that little oily residue that can sometimes be left behind from balm cleansers or oil cleansers. So what I like to do for my second cleanse at night is something a little more intense than the cleanse I use in the morning, and that is the CeraVe Renewing SA Cleanser, which has salicylic acid, or this Panoxyl cleanser that is a benzoyl peroxide cleanser. I alternate between these so that I get each active ingredient one night after the other. So last night I used the salicylic acid one, so tonight I'm going to use this benzoyl peroxide cleanser. So I'm working this in for a while, and I'm going to kind of leave it sitting on the skin as well. Usually now I'll do something like brush my teeth, tidy up the counter or something like that, so that it sits on the skin for a minute and that active ingredient has a moment to do its thing, because I'm eventually going to be washing it off. So the less time it spends on my skin, the less time it has to actually be active, right? On days where I've worn particularly heavy makeup, I like to go in with this, which is just like a dupe for the Foreo, or something like a gentle version of the Clarisonic. Just something that has little silicone scrubbies to kind of get in at the skin and work its way into the pores. Oh, and mine just died. So I'm just going to be scrubbing, but usually it also has like a sonic aspect to it as well. I need to charge mine. The charge usually lasts a really long time. Let's see. Yeah, not gonna last. That's okay. Okay, now I'm going to pat my skin dry. So I've patted my skin dry, and the next step for me is going to be to re-wet my skin, because I want to put on an active ingredient. I wanted to pat it dry so that I could get the excess water off my face, but I do want my skin to be kind of damp so that my serum that I'm going to put on can be driven further into my skin. Again, I explained this kind of logic, or this way of thinking, in my morning routine skin video, but you know, the principle is like attracts like, and that water molecule that's sitting on top of your skin is going to be attracted to the water molecules that are already inside your skin. So anything that's along with that is going to be driven deeper in, and then I'm going to put on an occlusive layer after that to trap it and keep it safe. So I'm going to do this next step quickly, so I'll just explain. I have my niacinamide serum here, which is going to be in the form of the Glossier Super Pure. Don't think that focused. I'm going to be using the Tower 28. I also discussed recently that this Briotech topical skin spray is very similar to this Tower 28 SOS spray. It's just hypochloric acid with salt water basically, but dampen the skin, very refreshing. I'm going to then add on the serum. I like to do a patting motion because it just feels like part of the ritual, but you know, you can rub. I've heard from dermatologists that there's no science behind tapping versus rubbing. That might be up for debate by the skincare community though. The next thing I'm going to do quickly is put on this Great Barrier Relief, which is a ceramide. Basically it's a ceramide lotiony. It's kind of advertised as a serum, but it's a lotion really. And I'm going to rub that in. And that's going to be my occlusive layer that will lock in that niacinamide. Now, with my understanding of niacinamide is that it's a skin clarifying ingredient. It helps promote skin clarity, so it helps to lead to less breakouts and lead to even skin complexion. I've been using this one from Glossier for a little while now, and I really love the consistency of it, but I've used other niacinamide serums as well. Another product that I believe is similar to this Great Barrier Relief is this Liquid Gold by Stracha, which I will be testing out as soon as I finish this one up, because I am almost done with it. So a video may be coming on these two in the future. So my skincare routine could end there. It could end with me putting on another moisturizer because this one might be too light for some people. But what I'm going to do next is actually another active ingredient. And this one has been prescribed by my dermatologist, and it is something that I'm just now introducing into my skincare routine, and that is retinoid. Or to be more specific, this tretinoin cream. I'm going to take a pea-sized amount. My skin is not wet, it is dry, it just has the lotion texture on it. And I'm going to dot this around my skin and rub it in. I'm not trying to go too close to my nose because that gets really dry and irritated already for me. And then I'm going to put on a moisturizer once this has a chance to settle in. The moisturizer that I like to use is No Frills Simple Moisturizer, this CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion. I'm going to let this sit, so I'll end the video here. But that is my nighttime skincare routine, and it's pretty simple. It just has a few active ingredient steps. Otherwise, it's just about cleansing and nourishing the skin and getting ready for just a night of turnover, cell turnover, and regeneration, hopefully. I am almost 27, and so I felt it was appropriate to finally start into the retinoid experience. And so I haven't really had any results. I just started maybe like 3 weeks ago, and it can take a few months for the retinization process and everything to happen. So I'm still in my early days, but so far this routine has been working fine for me. I haven't really experienced any excessive flaking or anything. If you're curious about what my daytime routine looks like, you can check that out. It went up before this video. And if you have any other questions for me or comments, constructive criticism, anything like that, please do leave it below. If you also feel so inclined, please subscribe and like this video, and I hope to see you in my next one.